All right. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I hope we're doing well today. Welcome back to the stream. Hope we're all doing well. Hope we all enjoyed that trailer. Pretty exciting stuff coming out of X-Plane 12. Should be pretty cool. It's looking quite nice, that A330, I will say. Welcome to the chat, everyone. By the way, everyone, hope we're all doing well. Welcome, Wicked Toast. Welcome to the chat. Thank you very much, dude. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making this one for today. Land Alex, welcome to the chat, dude. Hope you're doing well. Chris, welcome to the chat, dude. Welcome. Bonjour, Philippe. Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Zach, welcome, brother. And Asa, good evening, sir. I hope you're doing well. Thomas Rask, welcome to the chat, dude. Welcome. Hope we're all doing well today. Hope we all had a nice, chilled Sunday. And welcome back to the stream, guys. So today we are going to be doing the reverse leg of what we did yesterday, actually. And in this new position, my microphone doesn't quite reach over far enough. But anyway, we're going to be doing the reverse leg of what we did yesterday. Should be pretty cool, I think. The departure from Queenstown is equally as spicy as the approach, I think. So looking forward to it. And I've definitely read the charts properly this time, so I actually know where to go and what to do. So hopefully we won't have any dodgy landings like last time, or any just flying into mountains and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it should be pretty cool. Right, okay. What's the airport codes for tonight's flight? Yeah, thank you for asking that, actually. That reminds me of the next thing I was going to say. So I am going to fly the flight on Vatsim. However, looking on VatSpy, I'm not really seeing... Let me just double check again. But looking on VatSpy, there's no controllers on, and there's literally one aircraft in the whole of New Zealand on Vatsim. So I'm going to have multiplayer on again. Like we did yesterday. We'll have it on live players, same as yesterday again. And we'll do it that way. So feel free to join either on Vatsim or on multiplayer. It's entirely up to you. And I don't think we're going to cause any issues if we are on Vatsim. However, one thing I would say is when we do the departure here from Queenstown, obviously I'll brief it so you guys know what the crack is. But when we depart from Queenstown, do bear in mind that there is a circling procedure to actually leave the aerodrome. So what I would recommend probably is if we all do a departure and then only the next aircraft take off once the preceding aircraft has actually started climbing over the top of the mountains, basically. So it might be a bit longer than sort of at the normal 2-minute separation. I think that'll probably be the best policy for this one, with it being so close together. Great stuff. So yeah, the codes, Asa, to answer your question, I mean, it's already been answered in the chat, but yeah, NZQN to NZAA. So thank you very much for that, Zach and Chris. But we like flying into mountain stuff. Well, you never know. Things I've planned for a lot of stuff before on the stream, and it's still managed to go pear-shaped. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun anyway. It's a very, very cool airport, is Queenstown. All right, Patrick, welcome to the chat, dude. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. And Felix, good evening. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome. All right, so let's get underway then. I've also found another cool little... I've actually found a takeoff performance calculator. Takeoff performance calculator for the A320 on flightsim.to, which we're going to give a try today. So we'll see how that works for us. And everything else is ready to go. So let's jump into the sim anyway. We'll have a little look around and... Don't
forget replay.
You hear that little text-to-speech there. So I've actually set up a text-to-speech thing that basically I don't know if you guys have used AxisAndOhs much. I know Asa you have, and what I've basically done in AxisAndOhs is I've set up a script. So basically what happens is when I arm the spoilers on the A320, it will read out a text-to-speech message saying, "Don't forget the replay." So I did that just in case I do forget, which I very, very frequently do. So I think that's probably worth doing. And yeah, that's how we're going to play it today. And what I've also done as well in the A320, something that's been bugging me for ages, is the default view. So the default view in the A32NX is probably something like it's like that basically, isn't it? And that always bugged me because on landing, when obviously you're still controlling the aircraft, and you want to see if the spoilers are deployed, you have to look around in the cockpit to actually see this bottom display to see that the spoilers are deployed. So I actually adjusted the default camera, so that's the default camera for me now. So it's slightly more zoomed in, and you can actually just see the top of this display here. So you can actually see the spoiler deployment on landing, which is pretty cool. And yes, Land O'Lakes. Yeah. I just had a bit of a brainwave this morning. I was like, oh, I can actually do that with AxisAndOhs. There's so much stuff you can do with AxisAndOhs. It's actually kind of crazy. I was looking into it just the other day, and there's just a ton of stuff that you can do with it in terms of sort of text-to-speech. You can do voice commands. You can do all sorts of stuff. It's absolutely crazy. So, yeah, maybe I'll look into that when I've got a bit more time, but not for right now, but this simple one will do. Let me just give it a try. So if we go ahead and arm the spoilers. Sometimes it takes a few seconds. Not going to work now we're on stream, is it? I literally tested this many times before the stream, and it's not working. Maybe I have to use the keybind. Good evening, Mariner. Welcome to the chat, dude. I hope you're doing well. Welcome. Okay, it's not working for whatever reason, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, so we'll get the aircraft powered up first of all, and then we'll run through the old briefing. So let's get the batteries on. We've got external power avail. Let's get that. And that reminds me just to actually get some stairs connected along with the baggage and catering, and we'll put the power on, the external power in place as well. Let's turn the ADIRS to nav. Now I'm just going to test here and see if the on bat appears, because I think that on bat in the Neo, oh there we go, it does actually come on. So I think the procedure, now I'm not sure how relevant this is for a Neo, is you're supposed to turn this to nav and then wait for the on bat light to come on and then turn off again before you actually go to the next knob. Now I'm aware that doesn't really make that much of a difference for us in the sim. It's not necessarily simulated to that level, I don't think. I've never had any issues before, but I think in the real aircraft that's how you would actually turn those on. Right, okay, so overhead panel is more or less configured. The seatbelt sign is on for some reason by default. That's a new one. We'll get the dome light on as well, just for while we're setting up. Alright, Patrick says he likes flying out of Queenstown low and slow. Yeah, it's super nice. Really, really nice to do that. Yeah, really enjoy that myself, actually. Okay, so let's do a APU fire test. All looking gravy there. Just going to turn the music down a touch. I was aware last stream I had the music on way too loud for the majority of the stream, so I do apologise for that. Okay, and we'll do the engine fire test as well. All good. All good. There we go. Perfect. Great stuff. All right, and then we'll crank up the brightness on here. QNH, not sure what that is because we can't get an ATIS here, can we? And we can't actually get a METAR either. So I did actually find a website earlier on that had the NZQN METAR, and it was actually on the Vatsim Queenstown page. And that seems to have a METAR which is updated pretty regularly. So I've got a METAR here, NZQN, on the 16th at 18:30 Zulu. So it's only 20 minutes old, that METAR. I'm not sure where they get it from exactly. However, we've got it here. So the QNH should be 1014. It does actually say Vatsim use only. So I wonder if that's a Vatsim thing. That they make that 1014. Let's press B and see if it matches. It doesn't, of course. Right, anyway, let's carry on. So coming down, we'll get the display brightness up. We'll come down here. We don't need to get a weather request as we've just got that, but we'll go ahead and bring in our flight plan. And we'll also go ahead and load up the passengers. Which reminds me, I was going to give self-loading cargo a go today, so let's give that a try. Okay, then back to MCD menu, FMGC. Nav database is current. I'll just set up self-loading cargo on my opposite screen as well before we go any further. Apparently it thinks we're NZAA air transport. That's not right, is it? Okay, so departure time in half an hour, so hopefully we can make it before then. And we'll go ready for boarding, and we'll start the boarding procedure. So the passengers are boarding now. Shouldn't take us too much longer, so we'll speed through this anyway. So from Queenstown, we're going to take runway 05. We are going to depart on... I'm going to use a SID. I'll tell you which one in a second once I've got my details. We're using the... Come on now. Right. Okay, EBDEX 3 Charlie, and the transition is Savla. So we'll brief that in a bit. Pretty interesting departure there. We've got 2 Savlas. And then into Auckland, we're going to use runway 23 left. Hang on 1 second. Just check that. Okay. We'll use the ILS for 23 left, and we're going to go use the Dave 7 Charlie arrival. Brilliant. That's a great name. the Dave 7 Charlie. It's actually Dave E, but that's what it shows as, obviously on shorthand. Now the via, I'm not sure what we would use here. I'm just going to check that on Navigraph, and then we'll proceed on. Interesting. So it's actually recommending me on Navigraph to use the Radnav arrival, which this aircraft won't fly, so I'm not gonna bother. We'll use 23 left then with the ILS, and we'll probably just have to vector ourselves. I think that's probably the done procedure. Although we do have, it does say there's a 13 DME arc from AA. Do-do-do-do-do. Right. Okay. Right, we just want MRAG, so we'll go for MRAG. Again, I'll make this a bit more clear for you guys once we get things sorted here. Right, okay, so that's good. That's done, and that's good. Departure route is gonna be an Radnav, I believe. Certainly is. So there's no nav aids as such to tune. However, for the first visual segment, there is an intercept with a VOR for some additional guidance. Now, we might not need that. We'll have a look. We'll tune it anyway. So that's the QN. Quebec, November. And we're going to tune that on both sides. And the course we need is 086. So we'll stick that in again, both sides. Okay, so that's in. That's all we need for Radnav. We'll go and do the init B page. Zero fuel weight is 59 tons and 24.4 is the zero fuel weight CG. Now, in terms of fuel, I haven't actually looked at that yet, so we'll do that now. And Ant, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. Welcome. Alistair, welcome to the chat, dude. Hope you're well. Mariner, yes, on bats before to go out before moving on to the next one. Nice one, dude. Yeah. Sent you a message about Join FS. Yeah, I did actually see that the other week on British AvGeek stream. But yeah, it is pretty cool actually. Yeah, we'll have to give it a try. Sometime. Six Silla, welcome to the chat, dude. Am I new to the flight simulator? I wouldn't say I'm particularly new. But I got into this when Microsoft Flight Sim came out. So if you call that new, then I suppose it is. But there you go. So 7968 on the fuel. So that's going to take a little bit to refuel here. But that's fine. So we'll put 7.9 tons. Better to go under than over. So that's that. We'll also use our OFP here as well real quick just to get a few more details. So wind component of 2-3 tailwind. So we'll stick that in. Great stuff. So our takeoff weight is going to be 66.7 and 63.6 is going to be the landing weight. We'll use that for our calculations in just a moment. Finally, we'll just do our perf page, which we'll come back to. So let's finish setting up the flight deck first of all. So coming down here, let's just turn on some more lighting in the flight deck here. We'll put our transponder to auto as well as our squawk code to 2000. I'll select this radio for calling and we'll tune 122.8 for Unicom on Vatsim. Which reminds me, I haven't opened up vPilot yet, which I'll do now. ANZ 612 is the call sign for today. Okay, and we are connected. Right. No spoilers for now. Right. And then we'll do the lighting over this side. Right. Okay, so initial climb. Clearance is 11,000. That is set. All right. Cool. Now we'll go ahead and do our takeoff calculations. So this is the new tool that I was talking about earlier on. So I'll bring up the fuzz pad. So. Oh, why is self-loading cargo, the window lagging? There we go, it's fine now. Okay, 48 passengers remaining to board. Best get our skates on. Right, so here's the takeoff calculator. You download it from flightsim.to, and it's basically an Excel document. And yeah, you put in your details, and it's going to give you a takeoff calculation. So the weather, we'll base it on this ATIS, because this is all I can really find at the moment. If anyone knows of a better ATIS source or a better weather source for Queenstown when there's no ATIS available, do feel free to let me know. But for this, we're going to use this. So this is on the Vatsim New Zealand website. So winds are 040 at 3 knots. In fact, we'll just give that a quick refresh because we've just passed the hour. No, it's not updated. Okay, so winds are 040 at 3 knots. Stick that in. 040 at 3 knots. I've already put the runway details in right here. So this is for the correct runway we're using. This is obviously just the runway heading, runway elevation, length, slope, and if there's a clearway available, which there is not. Outside air temperature we'll take from the actual aircraft, which is 17 degrees. The QNH 1015, and the runway is dry. Our takeoff weight, as we said earlier on, is going to be 66.7 tons. So I'll put 6. Oops, did not mean to do that. 66.7. And we're going to, let's just see what it gives us here. So config 1 plus F is not possible. As you can see here, there's NA in all of these boxes. So we'll turn the packs off, see if that makes a difference. It doesn't. Anti-ice is going to be off. That doesn't make a difference. And then our takeoff CG as well, which we'll just grab from the MCDU. 24.7. Not going to make a difference either. Okay, so let's try packs on, and then we'll put config 2. So we've got speeds for config 2. However, you can see maximum takeoff weight is 67 tons. So that's actually quite good. Quite a good calculation there. It's toga power, but 67 tons. So that's just above what we can take here. Config 3 will probably give us a bit more margin there, but again, we don't really need to worry about having too big of a margin. So we'll go for config 2. Right, so coming back to the aircraft itself then. We'll go ahead and set in our speeds. Now, I'm not sure how well this is going to work. It might not work that well, but we'll try it anyway and just see how it goes. So we're going to go for config 2. V1 is going to be, just out of interest, what does the aircraft think I should do? It thinks I should do 129. We'll put 127. VR is 133. And V2 138. So that is set. And the trim is going to be 24.7 on the CG, or 0.8 up. So that's going to be about there. Right, there we go. All the passengers are on board. Oh, baby. Look at this scenery, though. So good. So good. All right. Okay, we'll leave that as it is just for now. Refueling is completed, so we'll go ahead and set the seatbelt signs. And I'm going to start the APU as well now, and we're going to just run through our briefing. So APU master on, APU starts. We'll go ahead and turn the fuel pumps on at this stage as well, just because I know I'm going to forget them if I don't do them now. Right, okay. We'll go ahead and disconnect the stairs, the catering and the baggage. Okay, so let's do our briefing then. Okay, so here we are. We are, well, that's our route overall, first of all. Very similar to yesterday, more or less. A little bit more towards the coast this time, and then cutting in over the bay and then down. Now, this route is actually a route that I found from the charts right here. So if we have a look at the charts, there's a chart here that says standard route clearances. And basically gives a few routes here. Destination airport, for example, Auckland. And then the route there. So I've actually used this route here for today. So that's what we're going to be doing. Obviously, if you've got a slightly different route, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. We're still ending and starting on the same airway. I don't think it'll make a huge amount of difference. But that's the one I'm using anyway. All right, so let's have a look at the airport info. So we didn't look at this in too much detail. There's quite a lot of information on here to do with a lot of advisories for your approach, really. Would have been probably a little bit handy to read these before yesterday, but nevertheless we didn't, and we can live with that. So there's not really anything relevant for the departures in these little boxes. So we are gonna basically push back north, taxi to runway 05 and take off runway 05. Quite simple, not too much to really brief there. And departure route is going to be this one, which is it's the Orbx 3 Charlie departure. Let me just sort this out. It's flashing at me. I'm not sure why. Open doors when ready. Huh? What? Let me just open the doors again real quick and see if... Okay, please close doors. Right, there we go. Ready for push start. Okay, what time are we on? 10 past. Alright, we've still got 20 minutes before the passengers start getting grumpy. Alright, so we'll minimize that. And here's the departure. So this is the Orbx 3 Charlie Radnav departure from Queenstown, New Zealand. Starting right at the top, transition altitude 13,000 feet and the airport elevation 1,171 feet. We've got a note here, remain east of Lake Johnson to southwest corner G755 unless cleared by ATC. So that is going to relate to, let's have a quick look. So Lake Johnson we've got just over here. Now, you must have to get yourself in a pretty big pickle to end up anywhere close to that. But there we go. So we've got Lake Johnson just off here, and then it says remain east to the southwest corner of G755, which is here. So it's basically this line here that it's referring to. So you're not allowed to go into that sector unless you're cleared by ATC. Probably won't need to do that anyway. And if you're wondering what these blue sectors are with the G and then the numbers, now I couldn't find exactly what they are, but it could be one of three things basically. It could be either a military area, which I don't think it is. It could be a free airspace area, or it could also be a special flight rules area. And judging by the note on here, you can see it says VFR aircraft may be operating without reference to ATC in G752, 755, 756 and 758, which corresponds to these 4 blue zones here. So I imagine it is a free, what's the terminology again? A free airspace area. That's definitely the wrong terminology, but you get what I mean. So that's that. We basically just need to not pass that line. When airborne, contact Queenstown approach. Not really relevant for us today. SID requires minimum net climate gradient of 5.8%, which is going to equate to, at our takeoff speed of 130, our V2 is 138 knots, so we're going to be close to 150. So we'll need an 881 feet per minute climb rate to basically comply with the correct climb gradient. That's not going to be an issue for us in this aircraft, so no issues at all there. And the departure itself is going to start with this initial climb, which is a visual procedure, very similar to the arrival procedure actually. So you can see here we've got it written out, and we've also got a diagram. So we've got follow the Kawaru River. Apologies if I've mispronounced that. Turn left abeam Morven. Turn left abeam Morven Hill. Continue left track 086. Continue left to track 086 to the Queenstown VOR, max 180 knots. Reach at or above 4,300 and at or below 11,000 overhead the VOR. Maintain own terrain clearance until established overhead initial departure fix, which is AGTAM here. Alright, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Again, it's going to be a visual thing. We'll have a look on the drone camera and see if we can kind of find this river and find Morven Hill just for reference. And that's going to be the initial climb. That should be pretty exciting. Now, I did actually watch an aircraft just take off, an A320 just take off on Flight Radar 24. And what I actually saw them do is, rather than doing this full circle here, is I guess they had excessive climb rates and they were able to climb a bit quicker. So what they actually did was they took off, they took the left turn, and then they started taking a right turn. So I imagine what happened there is ATC probably cleared them to, I imagine, Ebdex probably, if it was quiet. So they ended up doing something like this. Probably something like that. We might do that if necessary, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll just try and do the full maneuver just for a bit of fun. And then we'll use the VOR as well. We can use the VOR mode on the ND to get sort of lined up with this. Alright, cool. So max 210 knots at AGTAM, and then out to Gixil Epdex, flight level 150 maximum at Gixil. We're probably going to ignore that and clear ourselves straight up to our cruising flight level. As you can see, this is by ATC, as is this one right here. So yeah, initial climb, sorry, the final climb that you get given will obviously depend on ATC. So theoretically, we could stick in the FCU, our cruising flight level, for now. In fact, I'm probably just going to do that. So we'll do that. And that's it, really. The rest of it is fairly straightforward. There is a restriction again at Nonan, but again, ATC restriction only. So we'll ignore that for today, as we are assuming we've got clearance all the way up, which shouldn't be an issue, and I wouldn't have thought would be a major issue in most scenarios, especially now after COVID. The traffic is probably quite a lot less than normal. So that's the departure. A lot to do. So let's have a look then back in the flight deck and see if we can make sure this is all plugged in properly. And we've got 15 minutes till our departure, so I'm just going to press on here, guys, and I'll catch up with any chat once we are once we're out the air, once we're in the air rather. So looking at this, we've got the QN VOR tuned in here. Now what I'm going to do is, let's see what we've got on. So we don't have a speed constraint on. We do want to adhere to the speed constraints for the turns, which is 180 knots. So we're going to stick that in. And what I'm going to do as well is, I know AgTam has a speed constraint as well of 210 knots. However, I'm actually going to put this to 180 as well, just so the aircraft doesn't start accelerating after it clears out QN. If we fly a bit close to QN when we're doing the manual part of this maneuver, it may just revert to 210. So I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to just do that, and then we'll have to remember to come in once we've passed over QN to remove that constraint. That's not an issue. And that's it really. I think that's all I really need to make sure that we had in. If we look on our flight plan, you can see our cruising flight level today is 370. So we'll go ahead. We might as well just set that here on the FCU. Not going to be a big deal. That's just going to be one less thing we'll do once we're in the air. And I think we are ready to rock, guys. We've got the AP running. Let's call in the tug.
Cockpit to ground. This is ground. Stand by.
All right. Toga Lander Lakes. Yes, indeed, dude. We're going to go for Toga power. Pretty rare we actually do that, to be honest, on the channel. But yeah, it should be pretty cool. What I'm also going to do as well is you can see how we've got climb and nav in on the as the engaged modes here. I'm actually going to go for it won't let me set open climb. It won't let me set open climb, so we'll have to do that once we're in the air.
Standing by for pushback.
And then in terms of getting rid of nav, I think we could probably set runway heading. Actually, do we want to do this? Do we want to do this? I'm not sure if we do. Yeah, let's set runway heading. It's going to give us runway track for a bit. Yeah, we'll leave it on that. No, actually we won't. We won't. We'll just see what it does. So, just before we go any further, I do want to just check things are drawn correctly. So, let me just check that real quick. So, looking on the ND. Okay. That looks like it should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and remove this altitude constraint as well. If you're flying on Vatsim with a controller, you might want to have that constraint in there, but I think for our purposes, that's not going to be an issue. Right. I'll leave it on 10 miles for the departure. Right. Okay, cool. So let's do our before start checklist. Okay, so cockpit prep is complete. Fuel messages sent. Gear pins and covers removed. Signs on an auto. Adheres are in nav. Fuel quantity is 7.9 tons. Takeoff data is set. Bow ref is 1015. Set both sides. Windows and doors are closed. Beacon light is on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake is set. And that's the before start takeoff. Before start checklist complete. Right, let's go.
cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We are cleared for start and push. Parking brake set. Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brake is
brakes are
released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence. It will start in the sequence.
Right, let's go for start on engine 2 first. So, engine mode selected to ignition starts. Engine 2 start. And we can't really push back too far here. I'm going to get the tug to give us a push to the left. And it'd probably help if I turned on the APU bleed, wouldn't it? Alright, that will do. Still looking forward to the day when Microsoft Flight Simulator has a good pushback option.
Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
Parking brake set. Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft. Ground. You may disconnect.
Look at these scenes though.
Clear to
Whew,
disconnect. Pin has been removed.
beautiful.
See you at the side. Have a good flight. Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Guys, I'll catch up with the chat once we're on our way. You've got the AMPOV 3 Alpha departure, Chris. No worries, shouldn't be an issue. Just do whatever you want, basically. It's as long as you get out of there, it's fine, really. Alright, engine 2 avail. Let's go ahead and start the first engine. Fantastic scenery here, courtesy of iniBuilds. We've got Acer down there. Who else have we got? I saw a CLJ next to me as well, but it's disappeared. Was that Chris? Okay. We'll put a transponder on now as well. Okay, engine 1 avail. Put the engine mode selector back to norm. Put auto brake to max. Turn the APU bleed off and the APU master. Right. Okie dokie. We'll come down here. Just check the pitch trim and we'll also check the ECAM status. After start checklist. Anti-ice off. ECAM status checked. Pitch trim is set 0.8 up. Rudder trim 0. After start checklist complete. Let's do a flight controls check. The full left on the ailerons. Full right and neutral. Full up on the elevator. Full down and neutral. Full left on the rudder. Full right. And back to neutral. Fantastic. I'm going to do the before takeoff checklist as well here because it's a very short taxi with a lot of tight turns as well. So let's do that now. So flight controls are checked. Flight instruments are checked. Briefing is confirmed. Flat setting. We'll set that now to config 2. V speeds are 2733 and 38. Flex temperature is not input. Transponder is set. ECAM memo. Why does that not work sometimes? You saw me press it then, and it made the noise.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
There we go. ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. Takeoff runway is runway 05. Cabin crew are advised. TCAS, TARA. Engine mode selector is normal and the packs are on. Before takeoff checklist completes. Right then, let's do it. Parking brake released. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do though. I'll tell you what we'll do real quick though before we go too far here. Hey, there we go. We've got shuts behind us. Fantastic. I thought I did see a CRJ. I thought my aircraft was at least going to start rolling there. There we go. Okay, so let's see if we could just very, very quickly see our landmarks that we need. So this would be the river right here in front of us. And I assume that is possibly the hill right there that we need to go around. Let's just come back over here real quick. Haha, you're in my cockpit. Enjoy, dude. It's going to be a bumpy ride out. That's cool that you can see the control surfaces moving now. We've got a predictive wind shear on, and the weather radar will probably go to SIS-1 for a departure like this. I imagine you would probably have on the pilot flying side the terrain display on, but obviously that doesn't work just yet, does it? So we shall... Well, we can't press that. We have no other option. We're going to enter the runway here via Alpha 3. Get our lights on. So, strobe lights, landing lights, and nose lights. Runway is clear. Approach sector is clear. Dave, good evening, sir. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. Getting a few stutters around here, but I was looking into this last night, actually. I did a bit of a test. I thought it might be the Orbx New Zealand mesh that's causing my frame rate issues around here, but it turns out it's not. I actually get a better frame rate with the New Zealand mesh on than I do without it in this area. So I can't really work it out. I blame the stream. Probably something to do with the stream. Alright, so we've got a little turning here at the end, a little turning area here at the end. I'm going to just slow down for this very sharp bend here. Very tight. So good with this nose wheel steering simulation. You can do much better turns than what you could do before. It's so good. And I'm going to try and break down to a stop as early as possible here, just to give myself the maximum landing, the maximum runway, the maximum takeoff run available. Right, so we'll stay there. We've set the parking brake. We have done our before takeoff checklist, and like I said, just want to double check, see if we can identify both Morven Hill and the Kararu River. So we want to take our left turn abeam Morven Hill, which is just by Lake Hayes. So let's have a look, see if we can see that. All right, here we go. So this is Lake Hayes here on the left, and this is Morven Hill. Great stuff. So we know what that is. That's exactly what I thought it was. So that's fantastic. Look at this area, though. Let's just appreciate that for a second before we let the engines rip. All right. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready for this spicy departure? Right. Also, I don't know if Gritty Man's here, actually. He was asking about the cameras yesterday. And I managed to work it out. I managed to work out what it was. But I don't think he's here today, is he? So I can't tell him. All right, guys. I will catch up with the chat once we get in the sky. We're going to do this departure now as a briefed. It's going to be interesting. So I'm going to just concentrate on that for now. So let's go ahead and do that. We've still got 15,000 in magenta there. Let me just remove that one as well. 25,000 magenta. I can live with that. I can live with that. That'll give me plenty of time to go to open climb. Right. Okay. So side stick half forwards, releasing the parking brake. Going to bring the throttles up to 50% while holding the aircraft on the toe brakes. That is stable. We are going for Toga power. Mantoga SRS auto thrust blue. Takeoff thrust set. $100 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rates. Gear up. Gear cam. Let's go. That was a good one. That was a very good one, wasn't it? Alright, so this is the hill in front of us. Following the river currently. It is very difficult to actually see out the cockpit here, but we're going to use this little mode to glance over the glare shield here. Okay, leave a climb. Let's dip the nose. F speeds coming up to flaps 1. And we're going to leave flaps 1 in. Alright. Now, I think I've cut this in a bit tight here, actually. More or less going over the hill rather than going round it. So, I'll have to bear that in mind. We're going to take a left turn here. Not going to turn too tight initially. We'll turn this Rose VOR on as well for our inbound turn. So we are actually looking pretty good, so we could probably just continue straight forwards here and over the mountains like I said earlier on, like that other aircraft did, but I'm going to carry on doing the turn just because why not. Let's see exactly where we are here, because I've not got the facility to look around the flight deck like you would in real life. Let's keep doing the turn. Applying this all manually here. Rolling wings level. And I really don't think we've got any need to actually go back through and intercept that VOR, to be quite honest. So I'm just going to go ahead and we'll give ourselves a direct to Epdex, which hopefully should give us a nice right turn. It has indeed, so we're going to do that now. And we are going to go for AP2. We're at the S speed, so flaps retracted, flap 0 selected. Let's go back to arc here. Now we're accelerating to 250 knots. There we go, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Smashed it. Look at these mountains, though. Absolutely epic. Right, so approaching 10,000 feet. We're going to continue accelerating here. Once we come through this turn, I am going to turn the seatbelt signs off. We're going to go to open climb. So we've got thrust climb, open climb. Retract, disarm the ground spoilers, and we'll go ahead and do our after takeoff checklist. Oops. Okay, so after takeoff checklist, landing gear is retracted, flaps are... Sorry, landing gear is up, flaps are retracted, packs are on, byref we're going to set to standard as we have cleared ourselves up to a flight level. And that is the after takeoff checklist complete. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. That was enjoyable. That was highly enjoyable. Look at the scenery, though. Oh, baby. Wow. Okay, so we're rolling level now. Let's turn the seatbelt signs off. And we'll release the passengers. Fantastic, guys. We're settled in. We're settled in. Not too much else to do. All right, Chris, I can speak. Chris, shuts 01, runway 05, clear for takeoff. I really couldn't be a controller, could I? Alright, let's turn the volume down a touch it. Get the music on again. You guys will have to let me know what the volumes levels are like as well, by the way, because yesterday when I watched the stream back, there was I left the music on for far too long and it was so loud. So I do apologize. Look at this scenery. This is amazing. We didn't see this on the way in, did we? Holy smokes. All right. I'll catch up with the chat now then. So apologies for that delay there, but I was aware that I wanted to get underway. Alistair, good evening, sir. Not sure if I caught that when you came in. Welcome, welcome. Land O'Lakes was looking forward to the departure. Did the departure, did it deliver on what you were looking forward to, Land O'Lakes? It's definitely cool as fuck, isn't it? Very, very cool indeed. Yo, Paul, welcome, dude. Hope you're doing well, mate. 3 streams in 1 week. We're spoiling you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 3 is what I used to always do every week. But so I'm just trying to get back to the normal schedule, really. But if it's treats, you know, I'm flattered. I'm flattered that you would regard it as such. User has butted into Vagar today. Fantastic stuff. Great stuff. That's a very challenging airport to land at. Definitely had a very hard landing there last time we were there. Jack, good evening, sir. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. You managed to catch us finally while we were actually live. Great stuff. Love to see it. This scenery is just ridiculous. So good. Tropical Sim, welcome to the chat. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Is that Tropical Sim the developer Tropical Sim, or are you just a YouTuber by the same name? Devin asks, hey Bobby, what can I do to get better frames for Microsoft Flight Simulator? That's a very good question, mate, to be honest with you. You could do various different things, but to be honest, I don't really know the magic bullet to increase your frames, unfortunately. I'm not I haven't spent stupid amount of time trying to optimize mine. I suppose I'm quite fortunate that I've got a fairly decent system, but I think the main thing what you want to do is you want to sort of have a look at where the sim is using the most resources on your computer. So if it's using your GPU more and your GPU's maxing out, then maybe you'll need to look at reducing things like your texture resolution and very sort of resolution-based things, which is obviously going to tax your GPU a bit more. But if it's taxing your CPU more and your CPU is maxing out, which it probably won't with this sim, but if you're finding that it's not really utilizing your GPU, then what you can do is look at reducing some of the CPU bound stuff. So if you reduce the sliders, so the level of detail sliders, they're very heavy on the CPU, so you could also look at reducing those as well. If it's, like I say, a CPU-bound situation. However, I would recommend taking a look on the Flight Simulator, the official forums. There's a few guides on there for FPS. So if you go over there and have a look, there's quite a few really good guides on there, actually, on the official forums. So that's what I'd recommend. Looks amazing round here. Takeoff is sweet. Thank you very much, Chris. And to be honest, I should have come back and watched you guys as well, but I'm enjoying the scenery far too much, so I do apologise. Thought it would be interesting to try watch the stream from the top of Mount Cook using the drone camera, but half the time I don't see you on there. Yeah, fair enough, dude. I mean, it's Microsoft Flight Simulator, isn't it? But that is a cool idea. I do like it. Whereabouts is Mount Cook, by the way? So I think when we were flying yesterday, there was someone who said that we're going to go right over Mount Cook, and I never actually managed to figure out where exactly it was. I know we saw Mount Taranaki, but Mount Cook we didn't actually see, so I'm intrigued to know where that is. Look how good these mountains look below, by the way. Even with snow on, they actually look really, really good. I hope they fix the drone camera one day, because if you watch the drone camera, if you watch the horizon, it will eventually start to tilt off to the left. It's very strange. Put a screenshot on the Discord. Let's have a look. Oh, beautiful. Oh, okay, nice, nice, nice. Mount Cook is the highest mountain in New Zealand. It's possible to take off from Mount Cook Aerodrome and fly past glaciers and stuff. I landed Shock Ultra at the top and took this photo real time. Whether, let's call it, work, since it took some practice to land safely at the top. Very nice. Very nice. Although I don't think that's your photo, is it, Thomas? Oh yeah, it is. It is. Trask is you, isn't it? Yeah. Great stuff. Well, nicely done, dude. If you managed to land on there, I'm going to have to try that at some point, I think. Look, there we go. There goes the camera. Flight Streamer, welcome to the chat, dude. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. Flight Streamer, fantastic flight sim streamer over on Facebook. I think you're on YouTube as well, aren't you, Flight Streamer? Feel free to drop your links in the chat. Good evening, Nige. Welcome to the chat, dude. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you over here on YouTube. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Flight Streamer asks, new drivers, so good for me, buttery smooth. Yeah, I'm on the newest drivers yet. But I'll tell you what, I'm absolutely terrible at paying attention to whether it actually makes a difference or not. But I will say it is buttery smooth right now. But it was fairly decent before in certain areas. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty buttery, and I'm playing in 1440p today as well, which I don't usually do. Very, very nice scenes here. Love it. Gadgets, welcome back to the chat, dude. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. I was actually watching back the other day. I was actually watching the Scardo stream back, and I think I missed some of your comments that you were saying with regards to. Well, I missed one of your comments basically where you said that you'd actually done the flight that we did twice in real life, which is incredible, dude. Incredible. If you've got any photos or any videos or anything like that that you'd like to share, then I would love to see those if you want to drop them in the Discord or DM them or something like that. That'd be super, super interesting to look at. Just finished yesterday's stream and now a live stream. Wall to wall, Bobby Fuzzy. Amazing, Jack. What did you think to yesterday's stream? What do you think to my landing? Gadget says, I find locking the FPS to 40 gives me great performance. Yeah. A lot of people say locking the FPS gives good performance. I have it locked to 60 personally, but yeah, obviously you use whatever works. Oh, and by the way, guys, I've cleaned up the stream a bit, so you'll notice there's no chat anymore, and it's just looking a bit cleaner, I think. I really like this clean look. But if we do want to bring the chat in, if we do want to let you guys loose on the stream, we can just do a bit of this. There we go. There you are. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's see. I was just in there on my own from Finland to New Zealand. Amazing, dude. That is quite the journey. Wow. Finland. You're going back to Finland from Brisbane. Fantastic, dude. Well, enjoy. Enjoy. Welcome to the chat, nevertheless. I'm not sure if I've seen your name in the chat before. Vert Pilot. Welcome, nevertheless. Lock it in NVIDIA control panel. Yep, that's what I use as well. Gadget, yeah. Go, 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 Acer. Oh, yeah, I see you both on your way. You see you climbing out nicely in the background there. Fantastic. My name tag should be at the top. Yep, got it. Got it, Thomas. Yep, no worries. What max speed will be cruising at? Good question. I can't remember what it uses for selected speed. Let's just see here. Progress. Not progress. Perf. Climb. Cruise. So, for some reason, it doesn't have the Mach number on here, but it's a cost index of 15 anyway. I don't know if that's even simulated, but it's 290 knots. It should be Mach 0.78, I guess. I'll confirm in just a minute, though, because we're nearly at the cruise here. I would have thought we'd already be on Mach numbers, but it doesn't seem like we are. Oh, we are, actually. Mach 0.783 is the current climb speed. Like I say, it should really say your cruising Mach number in here as well, but it doesn't for whatever reason. Flight streamer is not streaming to YouTube, just not yet. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Feel free to drop your links anyway. No worries. I think I've seen you do some videos on here, right? Let's get some passenger views here. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Oof. Oof. But yeah, no worries then, Flight Streamer, no worries. How do people donate on YouTube? Well, you can do it a couple of ways, Alistair. So just at the bottom of the chat, there should be a little $sign. And that basically will... you can do a super chat if you want. Or if you go to the description below the video, there's a link there. It should start streamlabs.com/BobbyFuzzy, something like that. And that you can also just do it that way as well. That way is probably the better way if you do want to tip the stream, but it's really entirely up to you at the end of the day. Due to time difference, it's challenging for me to catch you live, but I always watch your replays. Awesome, dude. That's amazing. Well, I hope you enjoy them anyway. I know you're a pilot for real, so I bet you cringe probably at some of the stuff that I do. Oh, you post your real-world footage of your flights. Okay, well, go check it out, guys. If you enjoy flight sim, if you enjoy GA flying, then go check out Flight Streamer on YouTube. Go do it! Oh, thank you very much, dude. Great stuff. It's always good to hear if I'm actually doing something right. Because I do try and go out my way to try and make sure I'm doing it right, but obviously sometimes if you're just a regular person, then sometimes, you know, you can't always find the exact information that you need without having, you know, someone to advise you. Look at this. Below us, though. This is crazy. Quite liking this wide camera angle today, actually. I don't usually go for the wide ones, but I'm quite liking this. We'll spin it round a bit so we can see Shuts and Acer. All right, there we go. So we are just, by the looks of things, passing in between the two islands, or just about to. Maybe a bit preemptive there. Could have sworn the coastline ends somewhere around here, but I'm possibly wrong about that. Frame rate inside the cockpit is not that great today. I would really like to get a second PC to stream from, to be honest, so I could have that full frame rate all the time. Luckily, this isn't a competitive game or anything, so I can live without it for now. The only cringy streams are the Facebook ones with 1K viewers without any comments. Yeah, dude. I just don't know how Facebook lets them get away with that kind of stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, appreciate the kind words, Fly Streamer. Ahmed Sim Pilot, welcome to the chat, dude. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Loving the views by the looks of things. Yeah, absolutely fantastic views here in New Zealand. Look at that there, look at that. Proof the world isn't flat, guys. It's definitely not supposed to be just lens distortion, but there you go. Oh, actually, that reminds me. While we're talking about conspiracy theories, might as well just come up here and just there we go. We've got our chemtrails on as well now. Dear me. Dear me. Shut stuck the CRJ 900. Thought it looked bigger. Yeah, it looks like yeah, Shut's a big fan of the CRJ. I don't blame him. Am I planning to get the Aerosoft Twin Otter? To be honest, I think last time someone asked me that, the answer was yes. But now the more I think about it, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I mean, I probably will get it at some point, but in terms of Aerosoft products that I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to Brussels Airport more than the Twin Otter, to be quite honest, because Brussels Airport just looks insanely nice. The scenery, it's done by Joe Erland. It looks so good. And the Twin Otter does look good, don't get me wrong, and we could do some really, really cool routes with it. But I'm not actually 100% convinced that I want to get it just yet. I've got a voucher, you see, for Aerosoft, a £20 voucher. So I'm just, I'm seeing what I can use that on. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys want to see the Twin Otter on stream? What do you think? Yeah, they're definitely view bots, aren't they, on Facebook, Flight Streamer? Yeah, it's yeah, I don't really get how Facebook lets them do it. But then again, I mean, I think that probably happens on most platforms to a certain degree. Oh, Ace has disappeared. Those mysterious chemtrails. Actually modified A320 upper overhead. Instead of hydraulic valves, I put chemtrail valves in for fun. Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah. I did actually think about that earlier on today. Great minds, dude. Great minds. You've only been able to get contrails that you're doing something wrong. Yeah, that's a good question, Patrick, actually. Your A320 might not be fitted with the correct switch. There should be a switch on the overhead for to turn on the chemtrails. Some of the A320s don't have it, so... Got it already. Actually love it. Comparing to the Kodiak, it's so much better. Oh, it's better than the Kodiak. Interesting, interesting. Well, yeah, it does look good. It does look good. But the Kodiak looks so good as well. So if it's better than that, then that's. In what way is it better than the Kodiak? What would you say? In what way is it better than the Kodiak? I haven't got the Kodiak, by the way, so I don't have any first-hand experience as to how good that is either, but I do know that is very good in a lot of areas. Would you mind going over the camera views you mentioned earlier, please? It was about the new drone camera views. Yes, I can. However, you can only actually do it on the ground, the thing that I was talking about. So I'll do it. Try and remind me once we've done a landing in Auckland, and we'll come back to that then. Study aircrafts rock. They certainly do. They certainly do. Aerosoft kindly provided the beta to feature on Facebook. Amazing, dude. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I see. I pretty much seen like every single content creator out there seems to have got a beta version of the Twin Otter. And meanwhile, I'm sat here without it, just feeling a little bit left out, really. No, it's fine. But yeah, it looks like they've got some really good coverage on it. I'm surprised, though, they released it in the state that it was to content creators, because there's still quite a few sounds and animations and stuff that don't work properly, aren't there? So have I, Asa. Oh, God. Hopefully we'll reappear to each other. I vanished before takeoff, but I could see you. Yeah, I thought I saw you there, Zach. I thought I saw you there. Well, at least you can see me, I suppose. At least if at least one of us can see the other, then I suppose that's not the worst. Not the end of the world. Yeah, send the clip. Send the clip. Send the clip, Flight Streamer. Do it, dude. Oh, Jack, you're going to have to tell us about this. Jack says he was saving his money for the 7.3. Oh, that's gone off the edge. All right, let me just fix that. Right, let's try that again. There we go. So, Jack says he was saving his money for the PMDG 737, but heard some bad news today from them, so it might be delayed longer. Well, whereabouts did you hear that, Jack? We're very, very keen to hear 737 news here on the channel, so if, yeah, link us up, link us up. Oh my god, this scenery is insane. This has got to be one of the some of the best satellite imagery I've seen in the sim so far, I have to say, and the terrain data as well. I know I've got the the New Zealand mesh, but I don't think it honestly changes really that much. I did a bit of a comparison last night and I could hardly tell the difference. On some screenshots I was guessing, oh, this is the Orbx, but it was the default. Yeah, Patrick, just have a look for that. Next time you get in, just have another check. You might have to switch to a different livery. Kodiak doesn't fly very well, say handling is much better. Oh, really? Right, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Look how fast the camera is twisting on its own. Let me see if I reduce the rotation speed, maybe it'll twist a bit slower. Aerosoft Beta has sounds missing, so it sounds a bit meh for now. Yeah, it looked like that from the streams that I saw, but it is what it is. Right, let me just jump back in the flight deck anyway. Let's just see what we're looking like on distance remaining. 359 miles, so we'll have a look at our arrival momentarily. I want to get that out of the way a little bit earlier today because yesterday I kind of did it all a bit too late. I was sat here relaxing, chilling out, talking to the chat, and I can't move the camera at all now. Bear with me. Oh, okay. Oh, see, there you go. There's the other camera. But like I say, we can talk about that once we get on the ground. Look at that. I love it. I love it. Let's get a nice little picture here, because this little green foreground here is actually quite scenic with the mountains. There we go. That's a shot right there, isn't it, guys? Right, there we go. Resolved. Not sure what went wrong there. Right, let's see. Reach out to them. Yeah, I might do. I think it's a bit late now, I think, to be honest. I'm not that concerned either way, I don't think. I think, to be honest, I'd rather, you know, if I'm going to take a product and do some coverage on it, I think I'd rather do something that I'm, you know, really, really excited for rather than just a little bit half excited for. If you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm sure they'll iron out the bugs. It's looking like a great release for them. It looks like it's going to be really good. And I think it's going to come out on Xbox as well on the same day. So yeah, I imagine that's going to be a really, really good, a good seller for them, I think. Patrick got the Caproni Visola C22 Ventura via the marketplace. Right, yeah. I think I know which one that is. Is that the... it's like a single engine, little tiny jet aircraft, isn't it? If I remember correctly, or has it got two engines? But it's really small, isn't it? I think, if I remember correctly. Is it around about £10, €10, something like that? I'm Googling to see any news on 737. Sent the clip to your Discord, take a look. Yeah, I'll have a look at that later on, dude, 100%. Excuse me. PackX automation triggered emergency landing, oh dear. Which reminds me, actually, let's see how our passengers are doing. We're on 75% satisfied currently. What do you guys want in the chat? What do you guys want? Do you want an alcoholic drink? Do you want hot drinks? Or would you like food service? Your choice. Your choice. Next week, I think we'll get the first video previews of the 737. You reckon? Well, I hope we do. I 100% hope we do. If we do, I'll be very happy. What makes you say that? Eric, welcome to the chat, dude. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. He says, nice to catch you live. Your thumbnail for today's stream made me laugh. It's brilliant. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that, dude. Yeah, I really enjoyed making that, actually. To be honest, I'm having loads of fun creating these thumbnails for the stream recently. Yeah, it's a great laugh, I think. For that one, I actually had to... So what I wanted to do is I wanted to try and get the camera angle right, because obviously if you're taking a photo when you're more or less stood on the ground looking up towards the cockpit window, it's quite a distance, isn't it? It's about, what, about 6 meters or something like that? You guys want booze, right? Booze is coming right up. Hey, naughty 100 coming in with the £10 tip there. Thank you so much, dude. I assume that's you, Alistair. Absolute legend. Thank you very much, mate. That's very, very generous of you. Really, really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. I assume that was Alistair anyway. Alistair, not naughty, I assume. Thank you very much, dude. So yeah, with regards to the thumbnails, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun making them, to be honest with you. Like I say, I wanted to get the camera angle right for the shot today, and like I said, because you're looking up at the flight deck, if you were stood on the ground, like the photo was pretty much intended to be like that, or the screenshot anyway, and yeah, so what I wanted to do was I was actually going to lean out of one of my windows on my bottom floor of my house. They're quite tall windows. So I was going to lean out the top and get my brother to take the photo, but because the window opens out from the bottom, it wasn't really working. So I ended up just basically, to get the right sort of posture on my body, I actually got into my car and leant out the window as if it was a similar scenario. So yeah, that was quite fun. I got my brother involved on that as well. He helped out with some of the camera work. It's 2 microjet. Right. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm thinking of, Patrick. Yeah. Thank you very much, Flight Streamer. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I try and put quite a bit of effort into the designs and my layouts and stuff. Just because that's the way I've always been, really, when it comes to digital design. So yeah, I'm glad you noticed. Yeah, thank you very much, dude. The pic isn't great, but everything works in the cockpit. Yeah, nice. I've heard a lot of good things. If it's the one I'm thinking of, Patrick, yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that one. Laughing at Chris, put it booze. Love it. And then Patrick wants a hot alcoholic drink with a flame-grilled burgers. Very good order there, sir. Very good order. Oh, actually, let me just try this real quick. I've never tried this before. Let me see what happens. Okay, it just pops up like that. Right, okay. I thought it might do a bit of a different animation for a tip, but it doesn't. Never mind. Robert, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Good to see you. Where are we flying today? We're flying from Queenstown in New Zealand we're flying over to Auckland. In fact, that reminds me, we're actually not getting too far away now because we're reaching the end of the Southern Island here, as you can see. So let's jump back inside and let's just see how we're doing. So we've got 294 miles to go. So yeah, let's have a look at our approach charts and briefing before we do too much more. I don't want to get too behind myself like I did yesterday. So I'll just prepare my charts. Won't be a second. Do-do-do-do-do. Okie doke. So let's bring up the fuzz pad then, and we'll have a look at this. Right, so we are using the... in fact, let me just quickly grab a METAR real quick and make sure the winds haven't changed drastically. So this was at 8 p.m. Zulu. Winds are 170 at 5 knots. So we should still be good for 2-3 right, 2-3 left even. Right, so we're going to use the Dave 7 Charlie into runway 23 right to Arnav arrival into Auckland, New Zealand. Airport elevation is 23 feet. Transition level is flight level 150. And looking at this, so obviously we need Arnav equipment. Descend to ATC cleared level via published profile. That's not relevant for us. So this is how it's going to go. We're going to come in via Davy, max 280 knots, minimum 8,000 feet. Again, these are all by ATC restrictions here. You can see these little ATC at the end here. So we don't necessarily have to pay attention to these in our instance because we aren't online on Vatsim. Well, we are, but there's nobody here, so we could probably get away with breaking those if we need to. But I think what we'll probably do is we'll just pay attention to them anyway, just to sort of have something to do on the way down. So coming in at Davy, minimum 8,000, max 280 knots. Saku, minimum 5,000. Answer, minimum 5,000 there as well. So level flight between these two waypoints, potentially depending on our rate of descent. And then Esnax, minimum 3,000, max 210 knots. So starting at max 280 knots, coming down to max 210 knots. So we'll bear that in mind, and we'll just check if that's all in the box when we check it all. So that's the arrival. Fairly straightforward then. What we're going to do is we'll put ourselves on vectors, and we're basically going to vector ourselves on for the ILS. So that's going to be the ILS DME for runway 23 left at Auckland. Localizer frequency is 109.9, and the final approach port... I can't speak. Final approach course 231 degrees. Airport elevation and runway elevation both 23 feet. The MSA for the area is 3,400 on the east side, which is what's going to affect us. 2,800 on the opposite side there. A bit lower down, obviously less to be wary of below you. Transition flight level we already know is flight level 150. Looking at the approach itself, we're going to come in towards MRAG. Going to come in towards MRAG. This is going to be 12 miles from the ILS DME. We're going to have level flight at 3,000 feet for 2.9 miles. Then we'll start down on the glide slope. It's got this little dotted line underneath, which I assume that's for aircraft who are flying the localizer DME, not the ILS DME. So we're not going to pay attention to that. We're going to use the glide slope here. Glide slope itself is 3 degrees, so standard. And the minimums we're going to use are the Cat 1 minimums, and all the runway lights are in use. So we're going to go for 223 as the minimum. Final approach course is 9.1 miles, and then we've got the missed approach, which is climb track 231. So straight ahead, the inbound course for the localizer is 231. So climbing straight ahead to Lengu, mandatory 3,000 feet. So fairly straightforward on the missed approach, and then you would enter a hold normally. But we're not going to go around today, are we, chats? Right, and then once we arrive at the airport, we're landing 23 left. We're going to exit the runway somewhere around here. There is actually a chart here which tells you the where you need to taxi for an arrival. Actually, I tell a lie. This is just for a code F aircraft, which I don't believe applies to us, so I'm going to ignore that one. Okay, right. So we'll have a look at this chart again then. So we'll look to vacate the runway, probably at Alpha 6, Alpha 8 maybe at the latest. And we're going to come back to the domestic terminal where we departed yesterday. So it's just going to be a right onto Alpha and then a left, probably Bravo 5, Bravo 6, one of those two, and then onto the domestic terminal, which is going to take us up here, something like that. Pretty straightforward. And yeah, that is everything. So we'll go ahead and make sure we've got everything plugged in properly in here in the flight deck. First of all, I'm just going to nip away just for 2 minutes, and I'll be back with you guys. Just bear with me. Right. Okay, we're back. We're back. Right, okay. DME arc. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's actually, if the DME arc is actually something we have to fly. To be honest. But guys, I'll catch up with the chat in just a second here. Just going to make sure I've got everything. Oops. Just going to make sure I've got everything in the box properly. So just let's have a look at this real quick. So I bring up Navigraph in the sim. Right. Okie doke. So, in terms of our restrictions on the arrival, look at Davy. Minimum 8,000, max 280 knots. For some reason, that's not in there. So, we'll make sure it is. And then we're going to put in plus 8,000 in this box here. And then Asaku. So it keeps throwing me off. When you go on a constraint and you come back to the flight plan, it doesn't actually put the list in the same order that you left it in. It's yeah, confused me a lot yesterday, that did. So I'll have to look out for that this time. So plus 5,000 is in, and then we come down to answer, which is plus 5,000 again. And then following that is SNAX, which is 210 above 3,000. Okay, so that's all in, and that's no problems. So let's have a look again at the ILS. Check on the Radnav page. We've got the IMG ILS tuned on 109.9, so that's in and okay. And then finally is just this DME arc situation, whether we are actually having to fly that or not. Let's have a look what it's put in for us. So it's just put in basically a direct from SNAX to MRAG. Now, sometimes I get a little bit confused with these DME arc situations because it's not always entirely clear in what scenario you would fly the... In fact, no, I did check this earlier on. So if you're flying the DME arc, you're using this transition here, the Delta 165 mic transition. We're not using that. We're just sort of going direct between our arrival and the and MRAG. So we're not going to do the DME arc. That would be applicable. So, for example, if you come in on Navigraph here, you can actually see it visualized. So if I bring down the drop down, go to approach, and then if we put in 165 mic there, you can see it draws in the DME arc there. So we're not going to do that though. We're just going to go to MRAG, which is nice and simple. Great stuff. Okay, so let's work out our top of descent then. I'm going to use the calculator on here for once, just because why not? Current altitude, sync, target altitude, 0 feet. Well, it's not exactly 0 feet, is it? It's something like 17 feet, I forget, 23 feet. I bet that doesn't change it at all though. There we go, yeah, nothing changed. 116 nautical miles. Now, I'm not sure if that accounts for any slowing down of the aircraft, so I'll just do my own calculation to back this up. So my own calculation gives me 121 nautical miles. So, yeah, about the same really, not too far off. Alright, so let's make use of the fix info, because we hardly ever use that, do we? So we'll go NZAA, and we'll put in 121 as the distance. There we go. There we go. So we've got our top of descent marked on there now, basically. We could also draw in the MSA as well, which I know sometimes that's what real pilots will actually do. So we could draw that in as well. So that would be based on the AA VOR. If I bring up the charts here, you can see up here top right, MSA based on the AA VOR. Let's zoom that in a bit. So we're going to select the top one here, and then we'll select a radius of, what is the MSA radius? I actually forget. Is it 25 miles or 40 miles or something like that? Just going to quickly Google that. It's 25 miles. 25 miles, so we'll put that in as the radius. And then the radials we'll use is, we'll just use these two right here. So pretty easy to do this one. 180 and 360 or 0. I'm not sure what it's going to take. There we go. Great stuff. So we should now have a visual representation of the MSA on the ND, which we do. Can't really see it though because it's zoomed out too much. Now I'm zoomed in too much. There we go. Great stuff. So it's a good thing I looked at this really, because it looks like there's something funky's gone on here. Right, let's have a look then. Yeah, I'm not sure what's actually gone wrong there. It doesn't seem to have anything out of order. We'll just keep our eye on that as we approach, because it may just be that once we get closer that it smooths out the line a bit. It might be able to calculate it a bit better once we get closer. We'll see. We'll see. It's probably because it's got such a sharp intercept into MRAG here. It's trying to smooth it out in some way. But, yeah. I'll tell you what we could do, though, is just because why not? We could try putting a place-bearing distance marker. Sorry, I'm just making sure we don't miss our top of descent here as well. Now, I can't remember exactly if this is fully implemented yet, but we'll try it. So if we go for MRAG slash, let's see. Maybe we don't use MRAG. We'll use AA, and then we'll go 0, 9, 0, and 1, 3. So that's going to give us a waypoint that is 090 degrees out from the AA VOR at 13 miles, which is just on the edge of this DME arc here. We'll put that there. Or here. There we go, PBD01. Now, you probably wouldn't do this in real life, but it's just me messing about because I've never done a place-bearing distance in the A32NX yet, so I thought I'd just give it a try. Yeah, there we go. So it's given us the extra waypoint there, which is actually quite useful because that could actually give us a more shallow intercept there. But I'm really not sure what's going on here. It hasn't resolved that issue, has it? Right, let's go back to the top. And then it's after MRAG where it seems to have the issue. Yeah, I don't really understand. We'll see what happens once we get closer. Like I say, maybe it cleans itself up. Pretty sure we're getting close to our top of descent here. 149 track miles to go, so a little bit longer yet. Oh, look at that. There's Mount Taranaki there. Very nice. All right, I'll catch up with the chat now. Let's see what we've got. Let's see the passenger satisfaction. Oh, 82% satisfied. Very good. Great thumbnails last couple of months. Had to go back and show my wife a couple of them so she would get the joke. Oh, love to see it, mate. Love to see it. Well, glad you're enjoying them anyway. Glad you're enjoying them. And speaking of enjoyment, guys, if you enjoyed the stream today, I can see there's 29 people currently watching on YouTube. And if you're enjoying the content, please do consider hitting the thumbs up on the video. We only have 23 likes, so 6 more we could get from people who are watching. But yeah, it really helps out the channel if you do that. Conversation on PMGG forums today. Sorry, can't link it, but it was from. But this was from RSR. Okay, so let's see. So this is what Rob said then, basically, right? It's hard to say at this juncture. We've had one major issue that is preventing us from making the kind of progress forward that we should be making. Right, interesting. Well, he did say that a little while ago as well, so I don't know if that's maybe a new issue or if it's just referring to the old issue still. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Light Streamer says I'm a big fan of awesome aesthetics and proper design. Yeah, I can see that, dude. I could tell from your branding and stuff as well, dude. Yeah, I could definitely tell that. Short of lighting myself on fire and running naked through a Sobo's office, I don't know how else to get them to answer us in a manner that is helpful. Well, I mean, PMDG speak to a Sobo, don't they? So it's not like they're not communicating it with them. I'm sure it's well under communication. It's just a matter of time and priority, I suppose. Everybody's got different priorities. That's the thing. You know, one person wants turboprop simulation to be proper. Another person wants study level airliners. Another person wants gliders. Another person wants helicopters. You know, it's everybody's got different priorities. So it's just a case of patience, I think. Bit of time. Clem, welcome to the chat, dude. No need to apologise at all. Welcome to the stream. Right, so just before I catch up with more messages here, there was one thing that I wanted to do here, and as soon as I started verbalising it here, I've completely forgotten. Anyways, about 3 miles to go still till we start down, so I'm going to wind down to 3,000. And I'm going to start the descent here, so we're going to go for a managed descent. So we've got thrust idle, des, alt pink, and flight level 080 pink. Right, so let's see. The unfortunate thing is, oh, this is still more of Rob's quote, right? Oh, I got you. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Well, if this is what Rob's saying, then that is quite discouraging, isn't it? The unfortunate thing is that if they find we are correct and the sim needs a fix, then we'll be in a holding until they actually engineer such a fix. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's yeah. Dear oh dear. And since they're basically ignoring us while steaming up to their stated bug fix with sim update 8, oh my god. This is not good. The more I read, I don't know if I want to read any more of this, actually. Oh, you made a briefing table overlay as well. Nice, dude. Nice. Very good. Very good. It's incredibly frustrating. Yeah. Yeah. It's having a negative impact on my enthusiasm right now. Dear oh dear. Yeah, no worries at all, Jack. No worries at all. Clem says, did I miss anything? No. Well, I mean, obviously you missed all the flight up to this point, but I don't know if you would call that anything or not. Manacle, welcome to the chat, dudes. I'm doing very well, thank you. Yeah, how are you doing? Ah, Gritty Man. Gritty Man, welcome to the chat, dude. I was just, I was talking about you earlier on. I'm doing well, thanks, mate. How are you doing? I've got something to show you about the cameras as well when we land. I figured it out. To be fair, PMDG are the only legacy developer I see complaining this much. Both Ini and Phoenix said development are going fine. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Phoenix, they're doing they're doing their whole aircraft in an external environment separate to the sim, so I can see how they're getting along with things quite well. I'm not sure what iniBuilds are doing. Obviously, they've posted some nice screenshots, but very, very little. So yeah, Aerosoft seem to be getting on okay, but again, they don't make that much, you know, that complex aircraft. But yeah, it's an interesting observation that actually. But yeah, I suppose we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I have every faith PMDG will get it sorted. What runway does it think we're landing on? Yeah, good question, Chris. Well, I've obviously got 23 right programmed in. Let me just check that. Sorry, 23 left. Yeah, 23 left. But it seems to want to take me around onto 05, which is just bizarre. Never mind. We'll survive. We'll survive. V-pilot's making some funny sounds. Oh, you're actually kidding me. We've actually got a center controller on who's just come on for the area that we've just passed through just now. Fantastic. Ha! Dear, oh dear. We've got an ATIS for Auckland though. Apparently. Doesn't seem to want to give me it though, so let's try it on here. What are we reading? Oh yeah, sorry, we were. So in the chat, if you look in the chat, Jack posted he basically posted a quote from what Rob Randazzo made on the PMDG forums, I think, on just a normal post. At some point today, I think, 8 is not available. And yeah, he was basically just talking about, well, it doesn't sound like a particularly good situation for PMDG. So if you scroll up in the chat and read Jack's messages, you should be able to see those. But yes, Gritty, it was basically just, you know, I was saying yesterday about how to toggle the cameras between the 3 different modes, and I couldn't repeat it after I told you it once. Yeah, I figured out it's basically you just need to be near an airport. You need to be close to an airport for it to actually work. So, yeah, I'll show you once we get down. Oh, there we go. So it's worked there. That's the 3rd camera right there. So as you can see, it's sort of pinned to a runway. And let's see if I can actually move the camera. Yeah, you can move the camera. Not much of a runway here, but... yeah, so you've got the normal drone cam. You've got the fixed camera, and then this one, which is just... I mean, it's not stuck down on the ground. You can move it, but it seems to, if you reset the camera, for example, like this, it will always come back to the runway, which, yeah, don't quite... Not sure if they're trying to build a new camera there or something like that. Perhaps they are. But that's it anyway. You don't have to wait until I land to explain it. And then at least now I know I won't forget. Let's see how we're looking on the descent here. So we're approaching Davie. Max speed limit is 280 knots, which we've already got on managed speed here, which is looking good. Okay, we've got a company message. Let's print off the meta. All right, so QNH is going to be 1012. The temperature is 19er. Nice and toasty. 170 is the wind at 5 knots. Transition altitude is correct at 15,000 or flight level 150. And then the minimums we're using is going to be 223. Great stuff. And this thrust reduction acceleration altitude and the engine out acceleration is fine for this airfield. Airport elevation is about 23 feet, I think, if I remember correctly. So don't need to change those. Yeah, it is 23. Beautiful. All right, so how are we looking on the descent? We've got 60 miles to go. So 60, 120, 180. We're right on profile here. Just a little bit under profile, which is good. Obviously, still need to slow down, so it's good that we're slightly under profile. So with this waypoint that we've put in, so we put in this PBD 001 here. Now, I'm fairly certain... Oh, look, it looks like it's worked itself out now. Great stuff. So, yeah, I think it was just a case of just getting a bit closer and just letting it work it out properly. So, I'm intrigued now. If we delete our place bearing distance waypoint, I'm intrigued to see what it looks like. So, let's just delete that, or temporary delete it anyway. Okay, it's deleted it. And then we'll remove the discontinuity. Oh, okay. That's gone back to looking pretty funky. So... let's put that back in. So, AA. We did 090, didn't we? Might be better to do... No, we'll do 090 and we'll do 13 miles again. And then we'll put that in below MRAG. Oh dear, where's it gone? Oh, it's gone above. I did not want that. Actually, no, that is what I wanted. There we go, perfect. All right, great stuff. So I've just had a beep on vPilot. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I've just been asked to contact a controller for a controller, center controller. Ah, I didn't realize he covered this area. Let's go 123.7 then. Now, when we contact the controller like this, do I need to request a clearance? Pass through the transition level there. 1012. Oh dear, what has it done? Okay, that's not good. Let's just delete that. Causing me too many issues. And we'll just have to use heading mode if necessary. This controller is probably going to give us vectors.
Very good for the Radnav X-ray approach, runway 23 left, consider the center course of the approach profile.
Okay, good on as X-ray runway 23 left to set by the profile, you do all that 0.
Engine rate to extend light for front aircraft, miles south.
This controller is so, like, I can hardly hear what he's saying. Yeah, I can hardly hear what he's saying. Let's try it anyway. Let's see what happens. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Just working out what his call sign is. Christchurch Control. Christchurch Control, good afternoon. New Zealand 612 we are on the Dave 7 Charlie into Auckland inbound ESNAX, descending flight level, 10,000 for 3,000.
Roger, keep your speed up, You can continue to reconnect with the Radnav Yankee runway 3 selecting number 1.
Said something about an Arnav Yankee. Are you able to send via text? Your signal is very weak. I'm finding it very difficult to hear you.
New Zealand 612, keep your speed up, you're number 1. You're cleared for the Radnav Yankee, approach runway 23 left.
He cleared us for the Arnav Yankee. I'm
New Zealand 80, how do you read my transition?
5, for 5x5, New Zealand 80.
Roger, New Zealand 80, could you just come back?
I'm just going to disconnect, guys. I'm just going to disconnect. It's impossible to hear what he's saying, and I don't think he can hear me either. Right, so we've got a mode reversion there. We've reverted to VS 2400. We're in heading. We'll go ahead and pull again. So we're open descent. We've passed through 10,000 feet now, so let's get landing lights on and the nose lights as well as the runway turn-offs. We'll get these seatbelt signs on as well for you guys in the back. All right, so we are on approach here. We're on the vectors, and we're basically just going to fly ourselves out and take a left turn inbound. Still descending. We've got 5,000 feet to come down. Let's go ahead and adjust the audio as we come in here. Right. Okie dokie. So we passed through the transition level anyway, didn't we? So we are going to go ahead and do our approach checklist. Briefing is confirmed. ECAM status is checked. Landing distance is about 13 miles. Seatbelts are on. Bar F is set 1012 both sides. I'm just going to press B on the keyboard, make sure that's right actually, which it is. Minimums are set to 223 both sides, and the engine mode selector is set to norm. Approach checklist is complete. Very nice. With a little airstrip down there. Right, so we still have 3,000 feet to descend, so I'm going to give myself a bit of a delay vector here and just carry on going for a little bit longer. We'll also go ahead and activate the approach phase on the MCDU. So we'll now start slowing down to green dot speed. Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind me disconnecting from Vatsim there. I know none of you were flying on Vatsim following the flight anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure why that controller was so unreadable, basically. So let's give ourselves a spin around now. Right. Descending nicely. I'm going to wait for it to complete the full turn before I arm the approach. Okay, and we'll keep turning because we've turned past the localizer here. And we'll pretend we've been cleared for the approach now. So alarm approach. So I've got Alt glide slope and lock blue Cat 3 single. We'll put AP1 in as well. And we didn't do a landing calculation, did we, guys? We didn't do one. So, I think I'm just going to go for... We'll go for medium order brake. Last flight of the day. Let's put them brakes to use. Alright, there we go. Lock start. Alt. Don't need any flap just yet. Very, very nice. There's the runway in front, or the airfield. Okay. Lock. Let's go for flaps 1 now. Speed check, flaps 1.
2,500.
Radio altimeter alive.
2,500.
11 miles to go. Let's arm the speed brakes. I'm going to start the replay and remember this time. I remembered before I even had the reminder come up. How amazing. There we go, glide slope star. And we are descending. Great stuff. 9 miles to go. We're at the S speed. Let's go ahead for flaps 2. So speed check. Flaps 2 selected. Missed approach. Altitude of 3,000 feet is set. I'm not sure what this line is right here, but I'm just ignoring it. Okay, we're slowing down. 7 miles to go. We're at 180 knots, just under, and still decelerating. I'm going to go ahead and get the gear down. Gear cam. Let's go. Okay, nicely decelerating. Now we've got the landing gear out. 160 knots. Let's pull the speed here and just keep the speed up for another mile or so. Right, we'll go back to selected speed. I mean, managed speed. Probably didn't need to do that right there. All right. 4 miles to go. Let's go for flaps. Flaps 3. So speed check flaps 3. I just put it straight to flaps 4 then by accident. And we'll go to flaps full. Great stuff. Contact with the runway. Landing checklist. Cabin crew. I need to advise them on... Oh no, they're already advised. We'll ping them up here though.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Cabin crew advised. Auto thrust is speed. Auto brake is on medium. And ECAM memo is landing, no blue. Landing checklist complete. Let's do it. Disconnecting. Flight director's off. So we've got a little bit of wind from the left. We've got 7 knots at the moment, just from the left. So we're looking good. I've got something to tell you guys actually about my bad flaring in the last couple of streams. Actually, something that I think might have contributed to it that I didn't think of before. This is going to be a good landing though, isn't it, guys?
100 above. 200. Minimum.
Continue.
100.
Oh, the frames.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Oh. Spoilers, decel, reverse green. 60 knots. Manual braking. Manual braking, please. Woo! That felt good. I haven't seen the landing rate, but that felt good. That felt good. Did it pop up on the screen? I don't know if it will have done or not. I think that messed up. All right. Let's see where we are here. Ah, that sign's not pointing this way. We're going to come off here anyway. I imagine this is probably Alpha 6, something like that. And we get to see Auckland now in the daylight, so I'm looking forward to this. Still haven't been to have a look at it in daylight. All right, so let's get the flaps retracted and the spoilers disarmed. Going to slow down a bit here. We'll go ahead and get the landing lights off and the nose lights to taxi. Strobe lights off as well. We'll start the APU. There's a sign there. We're at Alpha 8. APU started. All right, there we go. We've vacated at Alpha 8, so we took a bit more runway than I thought we would do there. Let's see. Yeah, Alpha 8 all the way down here, actually. I was hoping for Alpha 6. Alpha 8, I suppose, not too bad. All right, here we are at Auckland by Flightbeam, guys. Look at how freaking amazing this place is. And thank you for the reminder there. Mariner, stop the recording before you turn off the engines. I certainly will do. I'll try anyway. I'll try anyway. Anyway, guys, I'll catch up with the chat once we've pulled in. Okay, so before I forget, let's just finish off here. Transponder to auto. Put our TCAS to standby. Okay, so we're going a bit quick on this taxiway to make that turn, so I'm just going to go for the next one. We'll do our after landing checklist. So flaps are retracted, spoilers disarmed, APU is on, radar is off, predictive wind shear is off, and that is the after landing checklist complete. We don't even have hot brakes either, guys. Absolutely smashed it. All right, and we might as well just go in on this stand right here, seeing as though it's right in front of us. Turn the nose lights and the runway turn-offs off. Look at how great the stands look. Oh my god, it looks so good, doesn't it? Like the weathering on the jetway and everything just looks so good. Is it payware? Yes, this airport is payware, yeah. So the ground textures will be part of the payware add-on. All right, there we go. And a nice little arrival to the gate as well. Gotta love it. Okay, so engine 1 shut down, engine 2 shut down. APU is available. Start the APU bleeds. External power is already on. We'll turn the seatbelt signs off as well. And we'll also go ahead and... No, guys, I freaking... Oh, my God, the replay. I did it again. Oh, my God, are you joking me? I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of doing this, guys. I'm really, really sorry. We'll turn the fuel pumps off. Beacon light can come off as well now. And we'll get the jetway connected. We'll get the catering and the baggage on the way. Great stuff. Baggage is not moving, so let's get him on the way. Get him whipped into shape. There we go. Beautiful. Not bad parking, actually. Yeah, not bad. Right on, nose is on the centre line, but we're actually a bit wonky if you look at that right there. Actually a bit wonky, but never mind. Schutz is on his way in. Oh, I'm so annoyed, guys. I'm so sorry that I messed up that replay. I was looking forward to watching that back again as well. Someone did warn me about that. My frame rate is just completely died here. What is going on? What has happened? Look at this. It's like a slideshow all of a sudden. Okay, I can't go and watch Chris because frame rate's so bad. Let me just check on my task manager real quick. Okay, we're getting very high GPU usage currently. OBS is using a ridiculous amount of GPU for some reason. Interesting. Okay, now it's dropped down. Right, there we have it, guys. Let me see if we can watch Chris now, see if it's improved. There we go, much better. I'm not sure what was that all about, to be honest. Am I running Rex weather? No, it's just default weather, this. Oh, I'm so annoyed about that replay, guys. God, to the damn. All right, we didn't do the parking checklist as well. Let's just finish that. So, yellow electric pump is off. APU bleed is on. Engines are off. Seatbelts are off. External lights. Oh, we need to deboard the passengers on self-loaded cargo. Let's do that as well. There we go. Seatbelts are off. External lights as required. Fuel pumps are off. Parking checklist complete. Here comes Schutz. Right, just in time. Well, at least we can watch someone land. And his gear's not showing. Oh, baby, look at that. And he's down. Beautiful. I wish the gear would show. I'm not sure why it does that. Next. Alright, I'll catch up with the chat whilst we wait for Asa to come in here. Where are we parked? We're all the way down there. Look at that. What a sight. To behold. Right, let me just catch up with some chat messages here. Sim's looking crisp again. Yep, in 1440p again. So yeah, it's very, very nice looking, I think. All that's missing is head tracking. yeah, I'm I'm looking into it. I'm looking into it, but yeah, I'm not sure about whether it's worth investing in or not, because obviously I do a lot of airliner flying, and because of all the little buttons and switches in an airliner, not sure if it's going to work that well, but I shall see. I'm the only streamer with the nose wheel cam. Amazing, dude. Love to see it. Right, there's the passengers deboarded. 3D printed a bunch of the trackers. Dude, nicely done. Yeah, I love a good 3D printer. Mariner, I'm so good about that. I can't believe I had so many reminders, and I actually remembered to stop the replay on the taxi in, but then I thought, oh no, I'll wait until I'm parked up. That was a bad mistake. That was a big mistake. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. Well, I say that. Look at how they've got the runway lighting set up here. This is pretty cool, isn't it? They've actually got a nice little bridge coming out, and then it carries on the other side. And then, what is this floating device? Is this supposed to be a VOR? I think it is, but it's just it's pretty low low res, let's say. This scenery is fantastic, isn't it? I think the reason why it also looks so good is that they've all across the airport they use this very, very light coloured asphalt, or whether it might be concrete or something. I'm not sure what it is, but this ground material they use, it just makes the airport look, I don't know, more believable, I suppose. Great landing as always. Thank you very much, Leon. I wouldn't say as always, but that was definitely a good landing. A lot better than I've done in the last few streams. And which reminds me, actually, because I was going to mention to you guys what I think the reason was contributing to the bad landings the last couple of streams. And I think one of the contributing factors was actually not necessarily the... I know I said the sensitivity for the A32NX, the new sensitivity. But I think it was actually because what I did was when I changed those sensitivities, I actually put a dead zone on my controller, my joystick. I'm not used to having that. I'm used to just moving it very close to the middle and being able to have some kind of feedback there. So I think possibly that was also contributing, because my muscle memory was obviously attuned to having no dead zone. So I think that's quite a logical explanation, I think. Here comes Acer. Let's see. There he is. Venom Films, welcome to the chat. Good to see you again. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Airport looks good. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning, this airport. We'll have a bit more of a look around once Ace is coming in here. Also, Jake Aviation asked, how are your ground textures so good? So, yeah, I think we already covered this a little bit, but, I mean, the ground textures on this airport, these are going to be part of the scenery themselves, because it's a fully custom airport, so these are all custom ground markings and stuff. Can't wait for VGGS. Yeah, me too, That should be really, really nice, actually. Because it is made by Flightbeam. Nice. I like that comment. Here he comes. No landing gear as well, apparently. Oh, there's the gear. And... oh, it's already touched down. It's just because different scenery, I guess. Very nice, Acer. Very, very nice. I love how this domestic terminal looks. It looks very, very good, doesn't it? But yes, I do use Zinertek as well, but I don't necessarily think that's going to have any effect on this airport because it's custom. Yeah, Gritty Man. I'm so annoyed at the replays as well myself. I tell you what, maybe let's just try some science. Let's just try do this, and then this.
Don't forget replay.
Oh, and there's my reminder finally. Oh dear. Never mind. It doesn't look like we can rectify the situation. Never mind. I can't believe my reminder didn't go off when I ammed the spoilers though. Put a sticky note on my quadrant. Yes, I need to put a sticky note somewhere. Maybe in the middle of my screen. Because Rex can kill FPS. Yeah, well, it's weird that because I had like a couple of minutes there where I first arrived and my frame rate just died completely. But it seems to have recovered. I'm not sure what was going on there. Maybe it was something to do with loading in assets or something. That's the new CRJ with magnetic levitation. Fantastic. That might be a future thing, would be awesome. Sorry, I think I've missed something there. I'll donate a head tracker to you. All you need is the PSI cameras. Yeah, I mean, I'll have a look into it, dude. I'll have a look into it. That's very generous of you, but I'll have a look into seeing what that's going to take, and I'll let you know, certainly, dude. That's very, very kind of you, though. Did I figure out why the sim crashed yesterday? To be honest, I think it's probably to do with this replay mode, to be honest. Obviously, this is still under development, and it was a very long replay, so I imagine it was probably something to do with that. But I didn't really investigate it in too much detail. Oh, they also made the outer marker as well. Very good, very good. VOR, yes, it is a VOR. Yeah, I mean, you can actually. We actually used. Wait, what just happened to my ground services? They just disappeared. So if we actually zoom in and look on the approach we just did, you can actually see we passed right over that VOR there. It's the Auckland VOR AA. That's what we use to base our place bearing distance waypoint from. NZAA is asphalt according to Little Nav Map. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't really know much about what various ground services look like, but yeah, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Tech Teen's got a question. It says, you know the blue dash ring on your map display? What is it and how do you implement it? Yeah, so I could quickly show you. So it's basically just a user created ring that you can use for various different purposes. I was using it to, one, show the MSA, and two, show my top of descent that I calculated just as a backup. And you could do that by basically going to your flight plan page. Obviously, I've not got a flight plan in at the moment, but what you want to do is you want to click on the very top fix on here. So click flight plan, and then you can click it flight plan again to make sure you're at the top. Click on the top fix on the left-hand side. So this is called the number 1 line select key. Then you want to press on fix info here, and then you can put it in on this page here. So for example, if I wanted to put one in around the airport where we are currently, so that would be NZAA. And say I wanted to, I don't know, put a ring around there which reminded me that I was within 10,000 feet or something of the airport. Radius about 30 miles. So put in 30, and then I don't know if it's actually going to work without a proper flight plan, but let's see. Yeah, there you go. So you've got a ring there of 30 miles. It's a bit difficult to see because it's lined up with everything else on the ND. But it is there. There you go. You can see it a bit better there. And that's how you do it. Look at the terminal though. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Mate, is there any reason why the only light switch I could turn on and off is the wing on and off? I have no idea, to be honest, Dave. No idea. That's very strange. Unless it's... Maybe there's something conflicting with your key bindings, potentially. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. To be honest, it should be an object option directly in the sim, start replay at flap 2 or something. Yeah, well, to be honest, Gritty Man, they should just do it like X-Plane does it. They should just record it all. Record it all and then just have it ready in the background, ready to go at any time. They should just do it like that. I don't really see why they can't do it like that. I mean, they probably need to do some optimization on the way they save all the data, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be the best thing, really, honestly. I love the replay feature in X-Plane. Great flights, Roberto. I'll need to watch the last 30 minutes again. That's the problem with flying along, I guess. Yeah, no worries at all, dude. No worries at all. Well, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a fantastic flight, wasn't it? Minus 65 feet per minute. Damn. That is some butter there, Chris. Holy. The VOR is also on Google Maps. Interesting observation there. You mean it actually shows up as like a point of interest on Google Maps? That's a new one. But yeah, Gritty, X-Plane. Yeah, you can literally just press replay at any time and rewind your flight all the way back to the start. Yeah, it's fantastic. All right, so let's have a look at the landing report then, guys. All right, so we'll close and close. So this is SimToolkitPro. We'll have a look here. We've got self-loading cargo here as well, which we'll have a look at in a moment. So we've got minus 118 feet per minute and 1G. Landing speed of 132 knots. So, wow. Yeah, that was just bang on, really, I think. And then full landing report. It will load eventually. There we go. So, yeah. I mean, that was probably one of the best landings I've ever done. I can't lie. Looking at that, that is got to be one of the best landings I've ever done, I think. Brilliant. So we were left of the center line by 1 feet. You can see we were 500 feet after the 1,000-foot markers, which is pretty much exactly what we try and aim for every time. And roll of 1 degree to the left, difference of 2 degrees on the heading. But yeah, I mean, that was absolutely spot on. I really can't fault that in any way, shape or form. That was probably one of the best landings I've ever done. In the A32NX, at least, anyway. So with that being said, let's view the flight reports on self-loading cargo. Passengers loved it. A+. You guys clearly pissed in the back after your alcoholic beverages. Everything in green. Off blocks is yellow for some reason, but we were on time, so not sure why that's in yellow. But yeah, and we were early arrival as well. Just over we're 15 minutes early. So yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Very happy with that. Fantastic. And I think there was one other thing I had to show you guys here. Okay, we can look at Volanta. Here's Volanta. So let's have a look at our departure. I guess that was quite a fun one, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's, yeah, pretty good. that's basically what the path looked like on the aircraft I saw on Flight Radar 24, who departed from here. So pretty cool. And then coming out all the way, and then we did our vectoring to bring us in for the ILS. Landing rate of 111 feet per minute. So pretty much spot on there, really. I can't really say too much more. Fantastic, great stuff. All right, let's have a quick browse around the airport then. Anyway, before we wrap up here, because we did have a look around this yesterday, but we didn't really get a chance to. Let's just shut down the aircraft first. Shut down the aircraft. So we've done everything on the lower pedestal. All we need to do is just jump overhead, turn the lights off there, no smoking signs, emergency lights off, dome lights, all the lights basically, and IRS is already off, or the ADIRS, fuel pumps are off, external power come off as well, and the batteries. Great stuff. So I should get a nice buttery smooth frame rate now. All right, so securing checklist. Brake temperature was not a problem. ADIRS are off. Oxygen is off. APU bleed is off. Emergency exit lights are off. No smoking signs and seatbelt signs are off. APU and battery is off. Securing the aircraft. Checklist is complete. All right, let's have a look. Replay mode won't work for me. It's blurred even though I'm in dev mode. Oh, that's interesting. I've not had that one before. You definitely go here and then you scroll down and then... Oh, I don't know then. Maybe you need to... Oh, that is strange actually. That is strange. Yeah, I mean, all I can suggest is potentially next time... Next time you want to use it, if you just... if you actually load in to the sim with dev mode already enabled rather than loading up dev mode after you've started your flight, if that makes sense. I think that's probably going to be your best option, because that's how it was before, but I'm convinced they changed that. So it is strange, but I think that's probably the only fix I can suggest. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. I know we did this yesterday, but I'm just going to have a very quick shoot around and see if we can see anything that jumps out at us. I didn't see this one yesterday. What is this? Oh, it's something under construction. And he's put all the hoardings in and stuff. Very good. Look at the detail, though. Look at the detail. This is landside right here. Just fantastic, really. We need to recreate this photo with some people. That'd be really cool. Air New Zealand. Let's have a look down here. Oh, it's still completely pitch black inside when it's daytime. I didn't know if that would be just a nighttime thing, but it seems to be a daytime thing. And we were looking at the charts as well, weren't we, just to see, because I was convinced that the domestic terminal here didn't actually match up properly to the diagram. So if you look at this, you've got yeah, it doesn't quite match, does it? So that you've got stand 29 here, stand 30, and then next to stand 30 you should have this little bit that comes out, which is here, but it's only got one stand coming off the side, which is stand 33, which is correct actually, but it doesn't have stand 31. So stand 31 is connected to the main building rather than this little sticky out bit, and then 32. I don't know, 32 is fine. I thought this was a stand 33 with two jetways, but that's 32. Okay, yeah. So I stand corrected. It's more or less there. So good though. Look at that terminal though. Just fantastic. And then what else have we got? I think we pretty much covered everything, didn't we? It is so good though. Look at the ground markings. It looks so convincing. Tell you what I'm going to do though. I'm going to speed away from the airport real quick. And we're going to just have a quick look at Auckland downtown because I've got the landmarks pack and I haven't actually looked at it at all yet. Oh. Oh, is it still loading? It's still loading. There we go. Oh, it's taking some time, isn't it? Holy crap, frame rate. That must have been what happened at the airport where it was loading stuff in. Look at that though. Did you see what happened to the harbour there? All the little crates loaded in. That's pretty nice. I say little crates, they're pretty massive, aren't they? And they're not crates either. A few ships. Oh, this is really doing my frame rate no favours. That looks so good though, doesn't it? Those buildings look very convincing. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what's my GPU memory on right now. I'm getting 75% utilization on my CPU, which is damn impressive, to be quite honest with you. Not on the sim, but just overall. Obviously, I'm running... Oh, Microsoft Flight Simulator Touch Portal plugin. Oh dear, that's using 10% CPU. I'm not even using that. Oh dear. Stop. I'm just going to actually remove the plugin. Goodbye. Give me that 10% of CPU back, god damn it. Volante uses a few CPU percentages as well, doesn't it? What about the GPU? No, okay. I can't really do anything about that. And there we go. My frame rate's recovered now. So there we go. Look how nice the water looks down there. Oh, yeah. Look at that lighting effect. That's so good, isn't it? I love how they've modelled in all the boats and stuff as well. That's super, super nice. Stop and disable, yeah. Immediate stop and disable. Agreed. But there we go, guys. That is Queenstown to Auckland. I hope you guys have enjoyed. In fact, no, we're not going to end it there. We're not going to end it there. We're going to do one more thing before we end it. Let's just bring up the fuzz pad again. Thank you very much for the likes, by the way, guys. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna watch the replay again. Because the beauty of YouTube is we can actually just rewind it. All right, let's see. Let's just see this again, just because we don't have the replay, so we might as well. So we're looking good. I've got something to tell you guys, actually, about my bad flaring in the last couple of streams, actually. Something that I think might have contributed to it that I didn't think of before. This is going to be a good landing, though, isn't it, guys? There we go. This is going to be a good landing, guys. So it's pretty good. I'm convinced also the Pappies at Auckland are off as well, because you can see I'm right on the ILS. Ooh, the frames. Oh, yes. That was nice. That was nice. I'm a fan of that, guys. I'm a fan. There's one thing you might learn from my stream if you watch. I mean, I know a lot of you guys have seen a bunch of my streams, but manual braking, please. I get a lot of satisfaction from doing a good landing in an airliner. So I revel in it a little bit. I revel in it. I was correct. RE the lights. Okay. I'm not sure if I think maybe someone else suggested something, right? Let's see. Do I always watch back my streams? I watch quite a lot of them back. I don't watch them back in full, but I do watch some of it back just to kind of get an idea of. Because you guys might not realize, but little things change in the background, and I'm basically just checking that they're okay, because sometimes there's no actual easy way to test stuff off stream without actually doing a stream and fully putting your computer through everything that happens when you do a stream. So yeah, I kind of tune in to check, quality of the video, quality of the sound, the volume levels, to make sure, my microphone's loud enough versus the sim and the music. And other stuff like that. And sometimes I'm just watching to see, how I did things wrong. For example, in that CRJ stream, I watched that back a few times to see if there's anything I could have done, better there. And my landings I tend to watch back as well to see if I can improve on those. Especially the last couple of streams where I've absolutely fluffed it. But, watching those streams back actually helped me figure out what was wrong. So, yeah. I mean, I'll explain to you my realization that I had about, various different aspects. And it's because of the... obviously, when you pass 50 feet on the Airbus, when you pass 50 feet, it's no longer in normal law. Well, it is, but it's not doing its fly-by-wire auto-trim stuff. So once you hit 50 feet, it starts trimming the nose down. And I was watching back the Scardo and the landing in Queenstown, and I noticed just as I'm coming in at 50 feet, the nose just drops down like that, just by a few degrees, but it drops down, and as a result, it means I've got further to pull for the flare. And obviously, I was aware that this was a thing that happened. But it just made me think a little bit harder about what I was doing and why I wasn't able to keep the same attitude while I was coming in below 50 feet. And it led me to look back at my control settings and stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah. Butter. Certainly was, guys. I'm very happy with that one. Asa, take it easy, dude. Well, good to see you again, and thanks for flying along as always. Speaking of which, that is going to be it from me for today as well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Alistair, thank you very much for your £10 tip as well. Much appreciated. The absolute gent. Thank you so much, guys. If you've enjoyed the stream, do leave a like on your way out, and I'll catch you in the next one. So thanks again. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and have a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening, afternoon. Bye for now. This is another thing you can't test off stream either for some reason. For some reason, my transition... There we go, it's working now. My transition, I tested that off stream, it worked fine, and then I just tried it then, and it didn't work. But there we go. Never mind. Take it easy, dudes. Chris, take it easy, brother. Greedy Man, thanks for tuning in again. I'll catch you in the next one. Zach, have a good evening, dude. Leon, see you later, brother. And Mr. Thomas Rask, take it easy, dude. Alice, see you later. Asa, see you, brother. And anyone else. Have a good evening. Take it easy, guys. Bye for now.